In the previous session, we have discussed about build lifecycle and build profiles, right? So today we will discuss about repositories and plugins and how we can create a web application. Okay. So what is a Maven repository? Okay. So in Maven terminology, a repository is a place where we can store all the dependency jars and libraries and plugin dependency jars and plugins in on project specific jars stored in our system. Okay, that is called repository. Okay, so here Maven repositories are three types. One is the local, central, and remote. Okay, so first we will see local repositories. So what is a local repository? Maven local repository is a folder location on your system. So when it's created is whenever we run Maven command at the first time in our system. Okay, at the time it will create the .m2 folder in your user home directory. Okay, so it will keeps all project dependency jars and plugin dependency jars and some third-party libraries in this .m2 directory. Okay, it helps to avoid references and in your project. Okay, so whenever we are going to build our project, it will take the dependency jars from the local repository and it will create a build. Okay, so so if we can change this local repository path also by default it will create the .m2 folder under user home directory. Okay, if you want to change the uh, repository path also we can change it. Okay, where we can change, we have a settings.xml file in the Maven installation conf directory. Okay, in that we can add this local repository element. Okay, we can add this local repository element and we can specify the repository path. Okay, and the next one is central repository. Okay, Maven central repository is a repository provided by Maven community. It contains a large number of commonly used libraries. Okay, so when Maven does not find any dependency in local repository, it will start searching in central repository. The central repository URL is Maven repo.maven.org/maven2. Okay, so the key concept of central repository is this repository is managed by Maven community and it is not required to configure in our pom.xml or settings.xml. Okay, you don't need to configure this repository. Okay, it requires internet access to be searched. Okay, if you don't have internet connection for your system, it will not check in your central repository. Okay, your build will fail. Next one is the remote repositories. Sometimes some third-party libraries may not available in the central repositories. Okay, so Maven does not find mentioned dependencies. So at that time, if we configure the remote repositories, it will go and check in that remote repositories and it will download to local repository. Okay, for your future reference. Okay, so I will. So how we can change the local repository path? You have to go to Maven installation directory, PSR local Apache Maven conf. Open the settings.xml file. Okay, here by default this is commented. Okay, local repository. Okay, you can paste outside the comments and give the path here. So I'm giving path here is Maven training. I'm giving path here is Maven training slash repo. Okay, save it and now open the terminal. Local Maven training. Start. Okay, now here you can run the Maven clean. Okay, Maven clean. So the again it will download the dependency jars. Okay, because we changed the repository path. Okay, it will create a folder here, repo, and here it is downloading the jars to this repo folder. See here. Okay, like this we can change the local repository path using the local repository element. Okay, and central repository we don't need to configure the central repository. By default it will automatically check in the central repository. So how this such sequence will go? Okay, so when we execute Maven build commands, okay, Maven starts looking for dependency libraries. Okay, so first it will search in the local repository. Okay, if not found, then it will start search in the central repository. Okay, it will move to step 2. Means the step 2 will do a search in the central repository. Okay, if not found and remote repositories are mentioned, then move to step 4. So this step 4 will do search on the remote repositories. Okay, if the dependency is found in the remote repositories, and it will download it to local repository for future reference. Okay, otherwise Maven will throw the build failed exception. Okay, if in central repository, if the dependencies are found in the central repository, okay, then also it will download to local repository for the future reference only. Okay, first starts in local repository. If not found in local, it will start search in central repository. In central repository also not found, it will check in the pom.xml, is there any remote repositories configured or not. Okay, if remote repository is configured, then it will start searching on remote repositories. If found, then it will download to local repositories, otherwise it will throw the build failed exception. Is it clear? And for remote repositories, we have some open source repositories are available to install the remote repositories. One is the Nexus, Sonotype Nexus, and uh, JFrog Artifactory, and for from Apache Archiva, we have some remote repositories tools available. Okay, we can install them and we can distribute our project artifacts using the remote repositories. Okay, so on the next concept is plugins. Okay, Maven is actually a plugin based framework. Okay, so where every task is a plugin. So we from first session we are executing some goals, right? Clean, compile, validate, package, install, deploy. Okay, so these are all are also plugins. Okay, clean is also one plugin, compile is also one plugin, package is also one plugin. Okay, so what are the plugins? Create a jar file, var file, compilation code, unit testing, and generating the project documentation, and generating reports of the project. Okay, these all are plugins. So how we can execute the Maven commands is MEN and plugin name colon goal name. Like this, we have to execute the Maven commands. Okay, but we no need specify the plugin name. We can specify the goal name also. If the plugin configured in the pom.xml, we no need to specify the plugin name. Okay, so if we want to execute with the plugin name, so MEN clean is the plugin name and clean is the goal. MEN clean colon clean. Okay, so MEN compiler colon compile. Okay, if you want to generate a package, MEN jar colon jar. Okay, like this we can execute the commands with plugin name. Okay, and next one is how we can create a web application using Maven. Okay, so first of all, where we can find these all available archetypes and which archetype we have to use, how do we know? Okay, so for that, MEN archi- archetype colon generate. Here I am writing all archetypes to a file, archetypes txt. Okay, so total archetype numbers are 1427 and the default one is 660. Okay, this is the standard. If you check this 660, see here org.apache.maven.archetypes, maven-archetype fix start. This is the archetype artifact name, artifact ID. Okay, an archetype which contains a sample Maven project. Okay, so now I want to create a web application. So which archetype we have to use? So here we have a 663. Okay, an archetype which contains a sample Maven web project. Okay, I want to create a website. Okay, for this 662. Here you can see archetype Maven archetype site simple. An archetype which contains a simple Maven site. Okay, so if you want, I want to create a portlet project. You can use 658. An archetype which contains a sample JSR 268 portlet project. Okay, if I want to develop a plugin, Maven plugin, then we can use 655 archetype. Okay, an archetype which contains a sample Maven plugin. Okay, so like this, we can take the archetype number and we can create a Maven projects. Okay, based on our requirement, we have to choose which archetype is uh, sufficient for our project. We have to use that archetype number and we have to generate a Maven project. Okay, So these, don't remember these numbers, we have to remember this artifact id. Okay, so these numbers will change weekly once. Okay, because these numbers will arrange in alphabetical order, so these will automatically change per weekly basis. Okay, so okay, now I want to create a web project, that is the 663 number. Mvn archetype colon generate. Okay, 663 is the archetype number, and it will download the dependency jars. Group ID is Maven training. First Maven web app. Okay, 1.0 icon snapshot. Package same, and details are correct. Okay, it gets created. Maven first Maven web app. Okay, so if you open the pom.xml, three mandatory elements: group ID, artifact ID, and version. Okay, and here you can see packaging type is var file. If you see previous projects, first tab, packaging type is jar file. It will generate a jar file, and this will generate a var file. Okay, so go to the project src directory. In this src we have a main we have a resources and web app. Okay, if you want write any java classes, here we have to create a folder named java. Okay, and in this web app we have a index.jsp and web-inf. This is the heart of web application, web.xml. Okay, so it will just return some display message here. Okay, so this application will just print hello world. Okay, so how we can build the web application? We have to change to application men clean and men package. Okay, it will download the Maven plugin dependencies. Okay, first time only it will download the jars. Okay, next time onwards build will do fast. Okay, it will generate a var file. Okay. Next, once we generate a var file, how we can deploy that var file into Tomcat using Maven. Okay, we have a plugin available to deploy the var file into Tomcat. Okay, so where we can find out that plugin name, can search for Tomcat Maven plugin. Okay, and the current version is version 2.2. This is the plugin name. We have to add this plugin into our pom.xml and we have to write some configuration things in this. Okay, I will add the configuration in the pom.xml. Plugins. And in this plugin we have to write the configuration. It is still downloading. Okay, build is success. Now go to target directory. Here it is, var file. Okay, we can take this var file and we can deploy it to Tomcat server, and we can deploy it through Maven also. Okay. In the configuration we have to write URL. Okay. Username. Okay, like this we have to configure this plugin. This is Tomcat 6. This one is the Tomcat 7. Okay, and save it. Let's let me check. I think we have to shut down other instances. Tomcat. Here you can click on list of applications. Here you can see there is no Maven web app here. Okay, now I am going to deploy the Maven web app into Tomcat server. Okay, Maven training. First Maven web app. So MEN clean package Tomcat 7 colon deploy. Okay. Okay, maybe some configuration. Okay. Okay, run again. Okay, we can see the documentation regarding this plugin in here. Okay, goals and overviews. You can see what are the goals available on this plugin. You can see here. Okay, redeploying a WAR file, undeploying a WAR file, starting a WAR project, stopping a WAR project, listing session statistics. Okay, we have some goals available here. We can based on our requirement we can execute these goals. Okay, so we build is failed. Uploaded tomcat return HTTP status 403 reason process forbidden. Okay. Go to tomcat. Forbidden means it is a that user doesn't have permissions. Okay. From Maven also it will treat as a scripting only. It will allow only text interface. So we'll just check the users. So we have to give the tomcat one user. Okay. The username is tomcat1. Okay. Now can run figure 1 more 2. Okay, now here you can see deploying where to this address. Okay, and uploading uploaded. Okay, deployed application at context path /maven web app. Now go to browser, click on list of applications here. We can see here Maven web app. It will just print hello world. Okay. So like this we can deploy web application through Maven also. Okay. And what is the problem here? Okay. Here we have written a password here. Is a password is a clear text. Okay. So if uh, all users will know the password if we write configuration like this, how we can provide some security. Okay, instead of writing the passwords in the pom.xml, how we can store them as a global. Okay, we have a settings.xml under user home directory. Open the settings.xml file. Okay, in the settings.xml file we have some configuration things. So here we have a servers. Okay, inside servers we can add any number of servers here. Okay, and just adding server element outside the comments, and each server identifies with the unique ID. Okay, tomcat server, the username is tomcat1, password is tomcat. Okay, now we have to take this tomcat server. We have to go to pom.xml. Here we have to write the server element, and we have to give the ID, server unique ID, and then we can remove the username and passwords here. Okay, okay, I unapplied the application here and run again. So it is deployed. Click on the list of applications, it is available. Okay, so we are not storing usernames and passwords in the pom.xml here. We are storing username and passwords in the settings.xml file. Okay, others cannot see the passwords. Okay, and we can undeploy. Go to tomcat, click on list of applications. Application is undeployed. Okay, again I am deploying. Okay, application is deployed. Click on list of applications. Application is deployed. Now I want to stop this application. Tomcat 7 colon stop. Tomcat 7 is the plugin name and stop is the goal. Okay. Stop is not there. Shut down. Now you can click on list of applications. Application is not stopped. Okay, maybe it is not working. Okay, now again I am going to deploy the application. This time it will fail. See here, application already exists at path slash Maven web app. So how we can solve this problem? We have a goal read apply also available. We will try with the read apply. So read apply also working, and another one is go to pom.xml, update true. Okay, save it. Go to terminal, run with the deploy. Okay, both are working. Okay, we can use read apply goal, or we can use update equal to true. Okay, so like this we can configure tomcat 7 Maven plugin to deploy web applications through Maven. Okay, so next one is how we can integrate with Eclipse. Okay, so where we can how many you know about Eclipse? We can download Eclipse from eclipse.org. Okay, Eclipse is a IDE. IDE means Integrated Development Environment. It is a platform to develop the applications. We can develop Java applications, PHP applications, C++ applications, C language, C applications. Okay, this is the platform to develop the applications. Okay, we can download it from here. Okay, you can go to eclipse.org, click on download. You can download the Eclipse IDE for Java IE developers. Okay, once you download this, in this Eclipse only we will have the Maven plugin. Okay, if we are downloading older version of Eclipse, we have to manually install the Maven plugin. Okay, in the latest versions we will have the Maven plugin. Okay, so it will take some time to load the okay. Okay, you can click on this download button. If your Java is 32-bit, download 32-bit Eclipse. If your Java is 64-bit, you can download 64-bit. Okay, once this installation is very easy. Okay, once you download, we will get a zip file. Okay, you can just extract that zip file. Okay, once you extract, you will see the folder like this Eclipse. You can go to that Eclipse. You can launch the eclipse.exe. Okay. Okay, this is the Eclipse ID. Once we double click on this eclipse.exe, we will get the first screen. Will look like this. Okay, when we launch this eclipse.exe, we will get the first screen. This one. Okay, we have to choose workspace location where you want to store your projects. Okay, we have to select this one and click OK. It will open the Eclipse ID. Okay, in the left side one is this one is the project explorer. Okay, what are the projects available in your workspace? We can see the list of projects here. Okay, and the middle pane, this one is the coding pane. Okay, here we will write our code. On the bottom we will have some tabs. Okay, we have a console. In this console we can see the output of the operation. Okay, so in this, how we can create a Maven project in Eclipse IDE, how we can create a Eclipse project. We can go to file, new. Okay, we can see Maven project here, or if you are not able to see Maven project here, you can click on other. expand Maven, select the Maven project, and then click next. And if you want to create a standard Maven project, you can check this. It will not ask you any questions. It will just create a Maven standard project. Okay. If you don't want check this, you can uncheck that one. Click next. Here it will give you the list of available archetypes. Okay. Okay. If you want to create a standard project, you can select this Maven-archetype and quick start. If you want to create a web application, you can take this Maven-archetype-web app. Okay. And then I'm going to create a web application here. Click next, Maven training, and the project name artifact ID is eclipse Maven web app. Okay, and then click finish. It will create the project in your workspace location, my workspace, and here eclipse. Still it is creating Maven archetype. Okay, it is creating still. So here eclipse Maven web app. Okay, here you can see src and form.xml. Go to eclipse, expand this one. We will have a errors in this project. Okay, what is the error? In JSP page we have a error. Java x.servlet.http servlet was not found on the Java path. Okay, we have to add the servlet dependency. Okay, why we have to use eclipse is now we can see what is the advantage of eclipse IDE. It will give you some intelligence. Okay, okay, you can open the pom.xml. It will give you a beautiful editor to write the pom.xml. Okay, so these things we can write in the pom.xml. Okay, we can write a project information, and if you want to write any description about your project, we can write here. Okay, if you want add any parent modules, we can add here. If you want add properties, we can add properties here. And if you have modules, it will show you the modules here. If you want add modules also, we can add here. Okay, and we can specify the organization name, organization URL, and if you want to integrate with the SCMs, we can integrate here. Okay, and if you want to integrate with the issue management system and continuous integration systems also, we can give the URLs here. Okay, so this is the overview. This is the graphical view, and this is the text view. Okay, in the bottom we have a 5 tabs: overview, dependencies, dependency hierarchy, effective pom, and pom.xml. Okay, in the overview it will show you the graphical view, and pom.xml it will show you the text view. Okay, and go to dependency view. Here we can add dependencies easily. Okay, you can click on add. If you know the group ID or artifact ID, you can type here. If you know here, you can just mention here, or you can type here search Java x dot servlet. Okay, I want to add this jar. Okay, if you select this, it is automatically populated group ID, artifact ID, and the version. And here we have a scope. Okay, I will explain about the scopes now. Okay, I'm just adding this jar. Click OK. So dependency is added, and then save. Errors has been resolved. Okay. Now I will explain about the dependency scopes. If you see this, here we have a 5 scopes. Okay, compile, provided, runtime, test, and system. Okay, so okay, one is the compile scope. Compile means this dependency is needed for compilation of the main source code. Okay, and the next one is test scope. This dependency is needed for compiling and running the test classes. Okay, it's not needed for compiling the main source code or running a final artifact. Okay, and the next one is runtime. This dependency is needed for runtime running the final artifact. This jar not required compiling source code. It's needed for compiling the main source code or compiling or running a test classes. It requires running the main classes, main artifact or running the test classes. And the next one is provided. This dependency is needed for compiling or running artifact, but it is not necessary to include in the package. Okay, because it's provided by the runtime environment. Suppose if we take servlet servlet API jar and JSP API jar, these jars will automatically provide the application containers. If you take WebLogic or WebSphere, Apache Tomcat, these jars are also available in the application container. We no need to pack these jars with our WAR file. So at that time we have to make that scope as a provided. So at run while compiling time it will put it in a class path, but it will not package the WAR file. Okay. And the next one is system scope. This dependency is required in some phase of your project's life cycle. Means suppose if you are using any third-party libraries, okay, the third-party library is not available in local repository, central repository, and remote repository also. That jar file is available in your local system path. Okay, then we can use this system scope. If we use this system scope, we need one mandatory element system path. Where the jar file is located, we have to specify the system path. Okay, these are the scopes available in Maven. 5 scopes: compile, test, provided, runtime, and system. Okay, so so this one is now the scope is compiled, right? Now I am building this one. How we can build this project? Right click on project, run as. Here we have a Maven build. Click on Maven build. Here we have to specify the goals without mvn command. Without mvn command. Clean package. Run it. In the console we can see the output of that build. Okay, build is success. Now go to target directory. Eclipse Maven web app. This is the var file directory structure. Okay, go to web-inf lib. Here we have a java x.solid-api jar. It is under package. You can see in the var file also. When rar web-inf lib, we have a jar file. We no need to pack this jar file with the var file. So at that time we have to change the scope. Properties. We have to change the scope to provided. Okay. Okay, and save it. Again, build the project. Run as Maven build. Build is success. Now go to target. See, there is no lib directory here. Okay, because the jar is not required to run that application. The jar is already available in the Tomcat container. Okay, is it clear? Any doubts? It is very difficult to write the configuration to remember all the elements. Okay, if I use Eclipse, it is showing the intelligence configuration. You don't need to type everything. Okay, URL. I just type control space. It will automatically give you the options. Okay, server. Like this, we can easily write palms using Eclipse IDE. Is it clear? Yeah, actually, these tools generally use on Linux environment only. If it is a .NET framework applications, prefer Windows environment. Okay, if it is a Java applications, 99% will prefer uh, Linux environment only because we have a lot of security in Linux environment. One OS over another OS means, yeah. Thank you all. We will see remaining things tomorrow session. Okay. Any doubts so far? Okay. Thank you all.